Hey folks, Jay here from First Direct Corp with another video presentation on some cool things we can do with your gold mine. Today we'll be talking about click to call or click to dial. A lot of customers have asked, hey, can I auto dial the phone from my gold mine? And in the past, the options were fairly limited. There's a software program that we sell called TappyLink, which is a computer telephony integration, requires certain TAPI drivers for your specific phone system, desktop phone system that you're using to dial the phone. Um, and it was fairly involved. Licensing, software installation requires your phone to have the right drivers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Today we'll be talking about some web-based options for doing web-based click-to-dialing if your phone system has a certain plugin, and doing that using some what we call the Goldmine Task Bar. So the Goldmine Task Bar is a cool feature in Goldmine. It allows you to create shortcuts and configure links to programs, websites, other areas in Goldmine, and just create your own custom shortcuts to do things or launch programs, etc. Pretty powerful tool in Goldmine. And in my opinion, a lot of people aren't using it fairly, to their benefit. I'm not sure how to do it, so we're going to go over some of those things today on how to click to dial. So the first thing I'm going to show is I'm on my record and I've got three phone numbers here. And this is a very basic option for those that want to just be able to do some basic click to dialing of the phone numbers on the primary record. And so I'm going to click on this click to dial shortcut menu option in my taskbar, and I'm going to choose the second option here: dial phone one, phone two, phone three. And you'll notice when I click on that, it launches my web browser and it gives me three phone numbers that I can click on. Well, these are now clickable hyperlinks phone numbers. And in this Chrome, I'm using Chrome as my browser. I use Ring Central. So there is a plugin for my phone system to be able to do click to dial whenever a phone number is displayed on a web page. So I have a plugin provided by my phone system. It is a voice over IP phone system. I don't actually use a desktop phone, but I could, and this would work with a desktop phone. But I actually have a soft phone. I use a computer soft phone to dial the phone. So I have a little thing here, but I don't want to be able to do that. I don't want to have to click numbers. So if I click on this number, you can see it's asking me to make that call, and it's going to go out and try to make that call through my phone system using my Ring Central phone. And so that's basically how that works. That little plugin allows me to go out and dial the phone. So I'm actually canceling that so I don't actually call that number. So that's one thing. And that basically is like a webhook. There's a script on my website where I pass in the phone numbers from my Goldmine into the URL in this page on this webhook. And this little web page on my website allows me to dial these three phone numbers: phone one, phone two, phone three. So it works for the primary contact record in Goldmine. Well, what if I wanted to be able to dial some of the records down below, the additional contacts? Well, we have a more advanced feature, and I'll show you that. And this is basically now using a RESTful API that I've written for Goldmine. And again, it could be done. It's basically there's a web service that's installed on a server in my office, and this web service is allowing me to interact with my Goldmine database. And in this case, pull up all the information about the primary contact and all the additionals that have a phone number, which is allowing me to dial any of the phones and anywhere in the Goldmine record. So that's a little bit more advanced. It requires a RESTful API, a web-based API to query the database in Goldmine based on a particular record that I'm on and passes that information to this API to allow that record to be done. So we can do some more advanced dialing if you need to be able to dial not just the primary and the additional. And then one of the other options that we can do is I've got a shortcut here in my taskbar called the call phone one, call phone two, call phone three. If you use Skype, you could call a Skype username. And basically these are telephony protocol enabled shortcuts to dial the phone numbers and phone one, phone two, phone three. And what do I mean by that? Well, in my Windows, and within the Windows setup of my computer, I'm going to go to my default applications, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. I'm going to go to choose default apps by protocol. And again, this is with Windows 10. I have Windows 10 Professional. And basically, my phone system. So your phone system has to allow you to do this. And I'm waiting for this to load. So here we go. So there is a protocol called TEL, for the telephone. So I'm scrolling down here, and if you look on the left, here we are, TEL, the telephone protocol for dialing the phone. The default application on my Windows computer is my Ring Central phone, my soft phone. So when I installed that soft phone, it registers itself as a telephony enabled application for dialing phone numbers. I've had a couple of customers that are using other phone systems, and unfortunately, their phone system doesn't register itself as a telephony enabled application. There may be a way to set it as that and register it as that. There may be a way to do that if you contact your phone service provider. But basically, I've now told my Windows computer that, hey, when I click on a link that is a telephony enabled hyperlink URL that is a telephony enabled, I'll show you that in a second, dial that number using my Ring Central phone. So let's go look at I'm customizing my taskbar here, and I'm going to right click and edit one of these items. Well, what does that mean? What's a telephony enabled URL? Well, it's a URL. In this case, I'm saying I don't want to do an HTTP, like a website. I want to do a telephony, TEL colon protocol. So instead of HTTP colon or HTTPS colon, it's TEL colon, and then I'm adding a one because I have to dial a one to dial the number. Then I'm adding the contact records phone one merge code. So I'm basically creating a hyperlink for the contact one phone number. And I do that for phone one, I do that for phone two, and I do that for phone three. And basically, they're just little URLs that are telephony enabled instead of HTTP web enabled. And as far as the Skype name, they're in Goldmine. There's a use Skype field, so I'm pulling a contact to use Skype merge code. So those are the merge codes to merge in that information into this URL. So when I click on these phone numbers, no matter what record I'm on, if I click call phone one over here on my telephony thing, you can see there it goes. It's dialing my cell phone. If I click phone two, you'll notice here my it's going to start dialing. There it goes. It's auto dialing. Click to dial the phone number. So the that is click to dial integration with Goldmine using the taskbar and either some web apps and web pages to do some advanced dialing of phone one, phone two, phone three, and the additionals, or just to be able to dial the phone one's phone three using the telephony protocol enabled in your Windows PC. If you're interested in setting this up or have questions or are not sure, please do contact us here at First Direct Corp 845-221-3800. Thank you.